What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 squeeze stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. Starting off with data. So Wednesday there is good old GDP, and then Thursday PCE numbers, both of which, if positive, could really propel the market very high. And in PCE's case, even if it's negative, I might be the only one saying this, but if PCE is negative and it comes in a little bit hotter, the market may actually give it a pass, similar to what happened with CPI. So January CPI did come out, it was hotter than anticipated, and that prompted a pretty significant sell-off. But what happened was a lot of analysts started to say, hold up, like the Fed's anticipated this for January. This is a overreaction. So then that dip got bought up very fast. Similarly, what happened with PPI came in a little bit higher than anticipated. You saw a lot of volatility, but generally no significant sell-off. So this might be the case for PCE. And I know the Feds like to use PCE rather than CPI, and technically they're not the same. But with it still being within the umbrella of the January report, I do feel if the numbers are lower than anticipated, the market is going to skyrocket. And if it comes in higher, you're going to see a lot of volatility, but no significant sell-off. That's just my prediction. Of course, that could be very much wrong. But beside the point, though, you do see fear and greed index currently at 78. So meaning the market is going to want to just propel a lot of stocks higher. So of course, that's good. And a lot of companies unveiling their earnings. And a big one is AMC. And so AMC does have a lot of companies that is big names that are shorting it. And so if AMC comes out with some fairly good earnings, and more so a surprise causing it to go up, shorts may actually return some of their positions, and by doing so, to mitigate risk, they will close out some of their other positions across the board. So this is where some of the companies I'm going to be talking on that shorts are overextended, they could stand to benefit. So I'm going to go over all that. So my top 5 squeeze stocks, not in any particular order. And plus this video is going to be different because I'm not going based on short interest, nor am I going based on short score. I'm going based on me. What I feel are the top 5 ones out there. Of course, there's different interpretations, especially SoundHound has their earnings coming out. That one could be a hot one, but it's not on my list. The same goes for Hologram and many others. But starting off, first one is Fisker. So it is up, or did go up 9.75% on Friday. Over the last 1 year, it is down 90% or 90.48. This is what they do in case you don't know what Fisker does or whatever else. It's also on the chopping block. No official reverse stock splits as of yet. That might be changing within the next quarter, but definitely something to kind of consider. And I have vetted a lot of the companies that I'm going to be talking on to ensure that they have not done any recent reverse stock splits within the last 2 weeks, because that does skew Ortex's data. And so Fisker does have their earnings coming up, as you can kind of see, Thursday after hours. And so they have been putting out a lot of good news as of late. So building the foundation that something bigger is coming. So they might be unveiling that during their earnings. So in turn, that could really prompt a fairly good squeeze. And you can kind of see some of the recent news and the SEC filings. Also, on a side note, if you are looking to better your investing kind of career, or just to be more knowledgeable, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial, so make sure you do take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. So it has all the press releases, SEC from filings, like transcripts, everything that you ever need. But getting right to it though, so 27.8% of the free float is being shorted. This company is also on the threshold list. So far, like, threshold list doesn't necessarily mean jack all, but you never know. Eventually, maybe the SEC might actually do something. But on Friday, shorts increased 591,000 shares, 110.84 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 110.27%. So fairly interesting stuff when it comes down to that. Moving on, have to talk on AMC because they have their earnings, and plus, like, it's the king of meme stocks essentially. So on Friday, somewhat flat, so up 0.45% over the last year to date, or I guess 2024, it is down 27.45. This is what they do in case you don't know what AMC is or whatever. 12.41% of the free float is being shorted, 31.07 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 1.04%. But you can kind of see based on this chart, shorts have been increasing over the last little bit. So you never know, with some positive earnings, you could have a very nice mother of all short squeezes, potentially, of course. And moving on though, this one's the different one. So I don't see anyone talking about this. This one is on here because essentially it has a low float and a very high short interest. So this company is Freight Technologies, ticker's FRGT. On Friday went down 1.89%, and over the last 1 year down 92.44%. This is what they do, so air freight and logistics. But 60.49% of the free float is being shorted. 330.06 thousand shares overall are being shorted. Like I said, does have a fairly low float, and cost of borrow average is 228.13%. This company has actually done a reverse stock split, as you kind of can see right here. So this was done on February the 5th, a 1-for-10, but it's long enough that it won't really still affect Ortex's numbers. And I have it double checked. So as far as I'm aware, the outstanding share count is correct and everything. After hours, it seems to be going up slightly, so 6.25%. So let me know your thoughts on that company. Moving on though, this one is a very big retail fan-based stock, or if that makes sense, but 𝗪𝗧𝗪 Financial, ticker's RILY. On Friday went down 5.32%, year to date down 25.35%. This is what they are all about. So investment banking and brokerage industry, or the sector. And so 67.57% of the free float is being shorted. 10.99 million shares overall are being shorted, and 11.6 million shares is on loan. So that is fairly high. Shorts did return about 132,000 shares on Friday. But one thing I wanted to bring up, cost of borrow average is 86.18%, but minimum is negative 1.1%, meaning there is a broker out there physically paying people to short 𝗪𝗧𝗪 Financial. So this one, like, if you can't get more manipulative than that, right? So kind of interesting, of course. And moving on though, this one is another very big retail fan-based stock, and that is Bolero. So ticker's BOWL. And so on Friday, it went down 3.01%. Over the last 1 year, down 18.33% and 13.49% on just 2024. This is what they do. So based out of the state's leisure facilities, this company actually has done fairly well. So over the last little bit has gone up. So it has proven that it's not a squeeze, but it proved that the actual operations can go up. So that kind of is a positive thing. But looking right here, 87.02% of the free float is being shorted. 16.86 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost of borrow average is 25.31%. Short score is 90.05%, and through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 150,000 shares is available to be shorted. So in a lot of these cases, shorts have overextended themselves pretty significantly. So let me know your thoughts on this as well. What other stocks potentially would you say is a short squeeze play, and why? So drop the comments, or I guess tickers, in the comments below. One thing that I just wanted to bring up, and there's no real basis for it, only because I do see a lot of people talking about this, how we are essentially in a bubble. And so this is a heat map. So it goes over every sector, and within each sector, you do see some companies that are heavily shorted, and maybe because of just they're lagging the market or lagging its own sector. But the AI sector right here, so it has NVIDIA, it has started to go up. And so even though NVIDIA's short interest is only 1.15%, it has started to creep up. And with it at all-time highs, you never know, that whole mentality of that we are in a giant bubble could really maybe come to realization. And then of course, at the same topic, a lot of people say that if there is a massive pullback, this is when essentially you are going to see a lot of those companies that are very overextended for shorting closing out a lot of their positions to mitigate some of their risk, so that way they can evenly balance. Maybe they're more heavily, I don't know, that definitely, I've never really understood the basis of if there is a massive recession, then a lot of stocks such as AMC or whatever will go up. So I've never really understood the basis of that. I don't really see kind of any justified reason, but if you want to throw that in the comments below, why potentially a massive market recession would cause companies such as AMC and whatever else to go up. So let me know your thoughts as well. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. It is only up until February the 29th. Simply sign up for an account with MULN, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.